Taking a look at my 4 boards that will become my sides blank, I need to make sure that the face grain looks good and the end grain is set up properly. To help prevent my sides from twisting or cupping or bowing over the life of the project, I'm going to make sure that my end grain is alternating. Up, down, or down, up. Taking a look at my first board, I can see that my grain pattern is going in a downward direction. My second board is going up. My third board is also going up, as well as my fourth board. If I flip that one board, I am now alternating grain directions. Down, up, down, up. If I squeeze all of the boards together, there should not be any gaps where the boards meet. If there are gaps, that means there is an issue with the edge of the board and you might need to re-joint one of the edges or both of the edges. We also want to take a look at the aesthetics of the grain pattern. If I start on the end here, I can see that I have fairly tight grain on my first board, and my second board I have fairly wide grain. What I can do is flip my board, and so now I have wider grain that meets wider grain. And so this looks a little bit more natural and like it was originally one board. My middle boards here don't actually look too bad. I got kind of a medium width grain pattern, so that blends in pretty good. My end board here doesn't look too bad either. We got kind of some little bit of straighter grain almost, meeting up with a little bit of straighter grain also. So this is looking pretty good. And if necessary, you can mix and match the boards to go however you want so it looks aesthetically good. But you always want to come back and double check that end grain. So I flipped some boards around and I ended up with down, up, down. So I'm going to need to keep going and make sure that my end grain is alternating across my board and my face grain is looking good. And when we have that set up exactly how we want, we're going to number the joints so that when we transition to the glue area, we know how these boards were laid out.